Welcome back to the channel, Top Coin, where we uncover the mysteries and hidden fortunes tucked away in your pocket change. Today, we are diving deep into a very special topic, the fascinating story of the 1986 United States 1-cent coin, better known to most of us as the humble Lincoln penny. But hold on tight, because some of these coins are worth way more than just 1 cent. In fact, under the right conditions, they could fetch you hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's market. So make sure you stay tuned until the very end because you do not want to miss out on learning how a simple copper-plated penny could turn into your next big payday. Let's begin by taking a quick look at the history behind this coin. The 1986 Lincoln penny carries the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or head side. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and has been in continuous use since 1909, making it the longest-running design in United States coinage history. Talk about staying power. The 1986 penny still follows the same basic look, but was produced during an important time of change in American coin manufacturing. Back in 1982, the United States Mint made a critical decision to switch the composition of the penny. Rising copper prices had made it too expensive to mint a penny using solid copper, so beginning in mid-1982, pennies were struck using a zinc core with just a thin layer of copper plating. This change significantly impacted how pennies from 1983 onward, including our focus today, the 1986 penny, would age, wear, and even corrode over time. The 1986 penny was minted in 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced its own version with slight variations. Now listen carefully because these small details could make a massive difference in the value of your coin. Philadelphia coins do not carry a mint mark. Denver coins display a small D under the date, and San Francisco coins, which are proofs, have an S mint mark and are of much higher quality with a mirror-like finish. Let's talk about the mintage numbers. In 1986, Philadelphia minted over 4.9 billion pennies, Denver produced a similar amount, and San Francisco struck approximately 3 million proof coins. With such high numbers, you might be thinking, well, then my penny must be common and worthless. Not so fast. Because here is where things get juicy. Certain 1986 pennies have been discovered with dramatic mint errors and rare varieties that collectors are dying to get their hands on. We are talking double dies, off-center strikes, and coins struck on wrong planchets. A double die penny, for instance, shows doubled features in areas like the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." If you are lucky enough to spot one of these double dies, congratulations, because these can be valued anywhere from $100 to several $1,000s depending on the condition. Another rare error is an off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the blank planchet was not properly aligned during minting. The more off-center it is while still showing a date, the higher its value, sometimes reaching up to $400 or $500 or more. Then there are pennies mistakenly struck on dime planchets. Imagine a penny that is the size of a dime in silver in color. Extremely rare and highly desirable, such errors have been known to sell for thousands at auction houses. Now, let's shift gears to condition grading. The condition of your 1986 penny dramatically influences its market value. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, ranging from poor 1 to mint state 70. If your coin is heavily worn, scratched, or corroded, it will only be worth face value. But if you have a pristine 1986 penny that has never been circulated, known as mint state, it could be worth significantly more. High-grade 1986 pennies, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can easily fetch prices between $50 and $200. If you have a proof coin from San Francisco in perfect proof 70 condition, you could be looking at a value upwards of $100 or more. Now you might be asking yourself, where can I sell these rare coins? Great question. There are several options. You can sell them through online marketplaces like eBay, but be sure to have your coin professionally graded and authenticated to attract serious buyers. You can also approach reputable coin dealers or even consider submitting your best finds to coin auctions where collectors are willing to pay top dollar for high-grade and rare error coins. Here are some important tips if you want to hunt for valuable 1986 pennies. First, always use a magnifying glass to spot minute errors or doubling that the naked eye could miss. Second, pay close attention to the mint mark and the way the letters are shaped and spaced. Third, store your valuable coins properly, using acid-free coin holders to prevent further deterioration. Fourth, educate yourself by following auction sales and coin grading examples online. so you always know what the current market is demanding. And speaking of market demand, the value of 1986 pennies, like all collectibles, fluctuates based on collector interest, rarity, and economic factors. Right now, because of the rising interest in coin collecting, especially among younger generations and casual hobbyists, prices for rare pennies are on the rise. It is a perfect time to start digging through your coin jars, old piggy banks, or family heirlooms, because who knows, that ordinary-looking penny could turn out to be a jackpot. Before we wrap up, remember that coin collecting is not just about money. It is about holding a piece of history in your hands. Every 1986 penny carries the spirit of its time, a small yet tangible connection to the American story. Whether you find a valuable error coin or simply enjoy the hunt, every penny has a story to tell. Thanks so much for joining me on this exciting journey into the world of the 1986 United States 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more hidden treasures, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Also, let me know down in the comments if you have a 1986 penny and if you have spotted any rare varieties. I would love to hear your stories. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coins, not just any coin. We are talking about the famous 1992 United States 1-cent coin. The humble penny that could be worth a fortune today. If you have a jar of old coins lying around or a few pennies tucked away in your drawer, you absolutely need to stick around for this one. Because one small detail on a 1992 penny could turn your spare change into thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1992 could be your golden ticket. Get ready to learn everything you need to know: the history, the rare varieties, the values, and how to tell if you have one of these hidden treasures. You will not believe how much 1 cent can be worth until you hear these stories. Let's get started. First, let's travel back to the year 1992. George H.W. Bush was president. The internet was just starting to become a thing. And the Lincoln cent was still the everyday currency in every American's pocket. The Lincoln penny, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, had seen some changes over the decades. But by 1992, the design featured the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse. Introduced back in 1959, the coins were made primarily of copper-plated zinc by this time. This was a big shift from the earlier all-copper cents. The United States Mint had switched the composition in 1982 due to rising copper prices. The 1992 penny is a zinc core coin coated with a thin layer of copper. It weighs about 2.5 grams. Now, you might think this is just an ordinary, everyday penny. But hidden among the billions of pennies minted that year, there are some secret rarities that collectors today are hunting like treasure. Here is where the story gets exciting. In 1992, the U.S. Mint accidentally released a small number of pennies that had a special design feature, or rather, a special design error. It is known as the close AM variety. Let me explain. On the back of the coin, you will see the words United States of America curving around the top, and right beneath that, you will see the word 1 cent. Now, between the words AM and America, normally there is a little space, a visible gap between the A and the M. That was standard for circulation coins in 1992. However, during production, the Mint mistakenly used a reverse die meant for the proof coins, the special shiny coins made for collectors on regular circulation pennies. This proof die had a close AM, where the letters A and M are almost touching. That tiny detail, that minuscule closeness between two letters, turned an everyday penny into a rare and valuable coin. There are two main versions of this error: the 1992 close AM penny from the Philadelphia Mint and the 1992 D-close AM penny from the Denver Mint. Both are incredibly rare. Some experts estimate that only a few dozen examples exist for each type. The value of the 1992 close AM penny lies in its rarity and desirability among collectors. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for rare errors and variations, and the close AM pennies are like holy grails in the Lincoln cent series. They represent mistakes that should not have happened, making them incredibly exciting finds. In auctions, 1992 close AM pennies have fetched astonishing prices. In fact, a 1992 D-close AM penny once sold for over $20,000, and that was for a circulated example, not even a mint state coin. Uncirculated or high-grade examples can be worth even more. To give you a clearer idea, a 1992 close AM penny in worn condition might fetch between $1,000 to $1,000. In uncirculated condition, values can skyrocket to $15,000 to $30,000 or even higher. For 1992, D-Close AM pennies. The values are often slightly higher because they are even rarer. It is no exaggeration to say that finding one of these pennies could literally change your life financially overnight. So now you are probably asking yourself, how do I know if I have one of these miracle coins? Here's what you need to do. First, look at the back of the coin. The reverse side. Focus on the word America. Specifically, look at the gap between the A and the M. If you see a wide space, it is a normal penny, nothing unusual. But if the A and M are almost touching, forming a close AM, you might be holding something very special. You should also look at the designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, located near the right side of the Lincoln Memorial. On close AM coins, the FG initials are set slightly differently compared to regular coins. They are spaced a little farther away from the building. Because these differences are so subtle, many people miss them. That is why it is so important to examine your 1992 pennies carefully, preferably with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. If you think you have one, it is definitely worth getting it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication and grading will protect your investment and give you the best chance of selling it for maximum value. Now let's talk about today. What is happening in the current market? In 2025, interest in rare coins is booming. Collectors are paying top dollar for high-grade, rare error coins, especially Lincoln cents. The close AM varieties are among the most sought after. Recent auctions show that even moderately worn 1992 close AM pennies are still commanding thousands of dollars. Pristine examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can easily break into the five-figure range. In today's collectible coin market, a 1992 close AM penny in average circulated condition could sell for around $3,000 to $7,000. A certified mint state specimen could pull in $20,000 to $40,000 or more, depending on eye appeal and grading. The 1992 D-Close AM is even rarer and can command a premium. Prices for high-grade examples could easily exceed $75,000, with potential to rise as collector demand continues to surge every year. As more people learn about this hidden treasure, competition grows fiercer, and prices continue to climb. There has never been a better time to check your change and your old coin collections. So, the next time you are sorting through a handful of pennies, remember this story. The smallest details, tiny differences almost invisible to the naked eye, can mean the difference between a regular coin and a life-changing jackpot. A 1992 penny 0.1 cent. An everyday object, yet with the right markings. It could be a rare piece of American history worth tens of thousands of dollars. The United States Mint never intended to create these rarities, but mistakes happen, and for collectors and treasure hunters like you and me, those mistakes are golden opportunities. Check your coins. Look closely, because who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and collectibles worth big money, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you are going to go check your penny jar tonight. I would love to hear your story. Today, we have something truly fascinating lined up for you. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket change that could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, get ready to be amazed because today we are diving deep into the world of the 1997 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. We are not just talking about its face value, but exploring the hidden gems among these coins that could change your life. So grab a seat, hit that like button, and let's begin our journey into the incredible story and hidden value of the 1997 1-cent coin. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. The 1-cent coin, also affectionately known as the penny, has a long and rich history in the United States. The Lincoln cent series started in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regularly circulating American coin to feature a real person, a bold move at the time. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has undergone various design changes, but Lincoln's portrait has remained a constant, symbolizing American values and the enduring spirit of freedom. Fast forward to 1997. The penny had a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This was a change from earlier years when pennies were primarily made of copper. The change happened in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper, making it impractical to continue producing pennies from the pure metal. So by 1997, we had a penny that was primarily zinc with a thin copper coating, weighing just 2.5 grams. Now you might be wondering, why are we talking about a common coin from 1997? Millions were minted, after all. But here is where things get interesting. While most 1997 pennies are only worth their face value, a few rare and unique versions exist. Some coins from that year have errors, misprints, and unique characteristics that can make them extremely valuable to collectors. And that's where the real treasure lies. All right, let's get into the meat of it. What exactly makes a 1997 penny worth way more than 1 cent? First, let's talk about mint errors. Mint errors are mistakes that occur during the production process at the mint, and collectors absolutely love them. Some 1997 pennies feature double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or misaligned dies. These types of errors can sometimes turn a regular penny into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, a double die penny shows doubling in the text or the date. Imagine looking at the words, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," and seeing a clear, visible doubling. That's not normal, and it is incredibly desirable for collectors. Another valuable error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't struck perfectly in the center, resulting in a coin that can look distorted, almost like it was melted or stretched. Depending on how off-center the strike is and how much of the design is missing, the value can skyrocket. Then we have broad strikes. A broad strike error happens when the collar, which holds the coin in place during striking, malfunctions. The result is a coin that is wider and flatter than normal. It might sound strange, but collectors are willing to pay a premium for these oddities. Lastly, coins with misaligned dies, where the front and back of the coin do not properly line up, can also fetch a high price. Now, let's talk numbers because I know that's what you were really waiting for. How much could a 1997 penny actually be worth today? A standard, circulated 1997 penny without any errors is still worth about 1 cent. But if you find a 1997 penny in uncirculated, mint condition, or with a significant error, the story changes completely. For example, high-grade uncirculated 1997 pennies graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for between $5 and $20, depending on their condition. However, error coins can command huge premiums. A 1997 penny with a strong double die can sell anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on how dramatic the doubling is. Off-center strikes that are 50% or more off and still show a full date can sell for between $100 and $300. A beautifully preserved, dramatic off-center 1997 penny once sold for over $400 at auction. And broad strikes and misaligned die errors have sold for similar amounts, sometimes even higher depending on the uniqueness of the error. If you happen to find a 1997 penny with a rare combination of errors or in almost perfect condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth $1,000 or more. Imagine finding a tiny coin in your change jar that pays for a new laptop, a vacation, or even part of a car. Now you are probably wondering, how do I find these valuable coins? Great question. Here's what you should look for. First, examine the coin under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for any unusual doubling on the letters or numbers, especially around the date, the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Second, check for off-center strikes. If the coin looks lopsided or parts of the design are missing around the edges, you might have an off-center strike. Third, measure the coin's width and look at its shape. If it seems flatter and wider than usual, it might be a broad strike. Fourth, flip the coin over. If Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back do not line up properly, you might have a misaligned die error. And finally, always check the overall condition. A coin that looks shiny and free from scratches is always going to fetch a better price than one that looks worn and beat up. Found something interesting? Congratulations! Now, where can you sell it? You can start by getting the coin appraised by a professional coin dealer. Look for someone with good reviews or someone who is certified by the Professional Numismatists Guild. You can also send your coin to be graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Having your coin officially graded adds legitimacy and can massively increase its value when you sell. Selling online is another great option. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections are fantastic platforms where you can reach thousands of collectors looking for rare coins. Just remember, Good pictures and clear descriptions are key to getting the best price. Before we wrap up, here's a fun fact for you. Even though millions of pennies are produced every year, finding valuable ones like these is still possible because many people simply do not know what to look for. So next time you are about to toss a penny into a tip jar or leave one behind at the grocery store, think twice. That tiny coin could be your ticket to a small fortune. And here's another tip. If you are serious about finding valuable coins, check coin rolls from banks. It is an inexpensive way to search through hundreds or even thousands of pennies. Many collectors have found rare treasures just by searching bankrolls. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1997 1-cent coin. A simple penny with the potential to change your financial story. Always keep your eyes open, because treasure is often hidden in the most ordinary places. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Share this video with your friends and family so they can check their pockets too. Who knows, maybe you or someone you know is carrying around a coin worth a small fortune right now. If you're a coin collector, treasure hunter, or just someone who's curious about the hidden gems sitting in your pocket change, today's video is going to blow your mind. We are diving deep into the story of the 2001 United States 1-cent coin. That's right, the humble penny you might think is worthless could actually be hiding a small fortune. Some of these 2001 Lincoln cents have shocked collectors by selling for hundreds and even thousands of dollars depending on their condition, mint errors, and rarity. So buckle up, because today we're covering the full history, how to spot valuable 2001 pennies, what makes them special, and what they are selling for on the market right now. First, let's talk about a little background. The 2001 1-cent coin from the United States features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. This design was created by Victor David Brenner way back in 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth, and it has been beloved by Americans for generations. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This classic look remained until it was eventually replaced in 2009 during the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth. Now let's get into some quick facts. In 2001, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 5.2 billion coins, while the Denver Mint added around 5 billion more. Yes, that's billion with a B. So at first glance, you might think these coins are too common to be worth anything, but here's where it gets interesting. Even with mass production, certain coins stand out. Coins with specific errors, rare high-grade examples, or coins with full, sharp details, known as full steps or strong strikes, can fetch a small fortune at auctions. Alright, so what should you be looking for? One of the biggest value boosters for a 2001 penny is a mint error. Errors can happen during the minting process and can create coins that are unique. These include off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. For example, a 2001 penny with a noticeable off-center strike, say about 50% off, can sell for over $100 easily. If you find a 2001 penny with a strong double die on the date or the lettering, it could be worth hundreds, sometimes even more depending on how dramatic the doubling is. And get this, if somehow a penny was struck on a dime planchet, meaning it is smaller and lighter than a regular penny, that coin could be worth thousands. Still not convinced? Let me share some real-world auction prices. A 2001 penny graded MS68 read by a major grading company like PCGS or NGC has sold for over $300. Why? Because collectors absolutely crave coins in top condition. A perfect, gleaming, untouched penny from 2001 is surprisingly rare, considering how quickly pennies get scratched, banged up, or discolored after leaving the mint. An MS68 grade means the coin is almost flawless under magnification. These coins look brand new, as if they were struck yesterday, and the deep red color is fully preserved, showing no signs of oxidation or toning. Finding one in your pocket change would be almost a miracle, but it does happen. People have found high-grade pennies by searching through old rolls from the bank, coin jars at home, and even estate sales where coins were stored untouched for years. So let's break it down. What are 2001 pennies worth right now? Here's a simple guide. Average circulated 2001 penny. Still worth about 1 cent. Uncirculated 2001 penny without errors, worth between 5 cents to 50 cents. MS65 grade penny. Valued between $5 and $20. MS67 grade penny. prices jumped to $75 to $150 ms 68 grade penny. Could be worth $250 to $400 or more. Rarer pennies like off-center strikes or double dies, anywhere from $50 to over $1,000 depending on the error and grade. Not bad for a penny you might have dismissed as pocket change. Now here's a little tip for all you treasure hunters out there. If you want to find high-grade 2001 pennies, look for original mint sets from 2001. These sets were issued by the United States Mint and contain coins that were never meant for general circulation. They have been preserved in their original packaging, meaning their condition is often far superior to coins found loose. And don't forget, always inspect coins carefully. Look at the date, the mint mark, the sharpness of Lincoln's features, the clarity of the memorial details, and any possible signs of errors. Use a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to spot small but valuable details. So there you have it, folks. The 2001 United States 1-cent coin may seem common, but if you know what to look for, it could turn out to be a hidden treasure. Whether it's a rare mint error, an incredibly high-grade coin, or a dramatic double die, there's real money to be made, sometimes a lot of money, from these seemingly ordinary pennies. If you enjoyed today's deep dive, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome coin collecting videos, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. And hey, have you ever found a valuable penny in your pocket change? Drop a comment below and share your story. I love hearing about your amazing finds. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next coin you find will change your life. Have you ever wondered if that simple penny sitting in your pocket could actually be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Well, hold on tight, because today, we are diving deep into the incredible world of the 2003 United States 1-cent coin, a coin that many people overlook, yet it could secretly be a hidden treasure. You won't believe how much some of these coins are selling for on today's market. Stay tuned until the end, because we will reveal the rarest variations, the unbelievable auction prices, and tips to find valuable 2003 pennies yourself. The story of the 2003 penny begins with a legacy over a century old. In 1909, the United States introduced the Lincoln cent, designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was revolutionary at the time, becoming the very first American coin to feature a real person's portrait instead of symbolic imagery. Fast forward to 2003. The world had changed, technology had evolved, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins each year. Yet, the humble Lincoln penny remained a powerful symbol of American culture, history, and resilience. In 2003, the penny still bore the classic design. Lincoln's profile on the obverse, the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that had been in place since 1959. But what many people don't realize is that even within these billions of coins, small mistakes, variations, and rare conditions turned certain 2003 pennies into absolute treasures. The 2003 penny was minted in 3 major locations across the United States. First, we have the Philadelphia Mint. Coins from Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark. Second, the Denver Mint. Coins minted here are marked with a small d on the obverse side. And finally, the San Francisco Mint. But wait, the San Francisco Mint mainly produced proof coins in 2003. High-quality coins made especially for collectors, marked with an S. Each of these mint locations created unique possibilities for rare errors, unusual qualities, and investment-worthy finds. Now, a regular 2003 penny in circulated condition might not seem very valuable at first glance. But that's only half the story. The true value lies in rarity, condition, and errors. Let's talk about what makes some 2003 pennies so incredibly valuable. There are several types of errors and varieties that collectors absolutely love. First up, we have double die errors. This happens when the die, the tool that stamps the coin, shifts slightly between strikes. It creates a fascinating doubling effect that you can often see on the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." If you spot one of these, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds. Then we have off-center strikes. If a penny was not properly aligned when struck, part of the design might be missing, and the blank space can be substantial. The more off-center it is without losing the date, the more valuable it becomes. Another rare error to watch for is the clipped planchet error. This happens when the metal sheet the coins are punched from overlaps or has mistakes, leading to coins that appear to have bytes taken out of them. Proof errors from San Francisco can also be extremely valuable. Sometimes proof coins, which are meant to be perfect, have small flaws that make them highly collectible. Imagine finding one of these rare errors in a simple penny jar or old coin collection. The thrill of the hunt is real. Now, for the big question, what are these 2003 pennies actually worth in today's market? A regular 2003 penny from Philadelphia or Denver in circulated condition is typically worth face value, just 1 cent, but if you find one in pristine uncirculated condition, it could fetch anywhere from a few dollars up to $10 depending on the grade. However, high-grade proof coins from San Francisco can sell for $10 to $30 easily, especially those graded PR69 or PR70 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. The true stars, though, are the error coins. A double-die penny from 2003 can be worth anywhere from $50 to $300 or even more depending on how dramatic the doubling is. Off-center strike pennies can range from $100 to $500, especially if the date is clearly visible and the coin is around 50% off-centered. A clipped planchet 2003 penny in high grade can easily sell for $75 to $200. And if you ever come across a dramatic proof error, let's say a proof penny missing parts of the design or struck on the wrong metal, these rarities can soar to thousands of dollars at auction. Imagine turning a simple penny into a payday of a lifetime. Finding a valuable 2003 penny is a matter of patience, sharp eyes, and a little bit of luck. Here are a few tips to help you spot these treasures. Always use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect coins closely. Look for signs of doubling on the lettering, date, and Lincoln's face. That if you notice unusual cuts, bites, or clips, you might have an error coin. Examine the alignment. If the design is off-center or missing parts, it could be worth a lot. And finally, look for coins that have brilliant, untouched surfaces. Coins in mint condition or with a high grade are always worth more to collectors. The next time you find a 2003 penny, do not dismiss it. It might seem like just another coin, but it carries with it the possibility of hidden value, rich history, and a tangible connection to America's numismatic legacy. From simple 1-cent pieces to rare collectibles worth hundreds or thousands, the 2003 penny is a symbol that even the smallest things in life can hold enormous surprises. So check your change, search through old piggy banks, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next lucky person to discover a small fortune in an unexpected place. Thank you for joining us today on this journey into the fascinating world of coins. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing stories, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a future treasure hunt. Happy collecting, and remember, sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding right under our noses.